So, welcome to Roundtable. Where are we this week? 47. 47 of the things. This is our weekly event where we let you know about upcoming changes, our plans for the coming week, and we'll also recap on the previous week's events and answer any questions you may have. Unless they're thoroughly personal, in which case we'll probably not. So, let's start off with some general stuff today. General chat is active in YouTube again, as per usual. We have a completely new background this week. It is awesome, so keep an eye out on YouTube for the video. Say hi to YouTube, everybody.
Hello.
Come on, let's get some hellos. Hello. There we go. Lovely. So, downtime is tomorrow, as normal, 9 a.m. We've got a fair bit to do tomorrow, but it shouldn't be like vastly longer than normal. I don't think, should it?
I don't think so, no. A couple of plugin updates for Ark, a few other minor changes, but nothing massive.
Yeah.
And last week we tested firing everything up at once.
How did that go?
It worked.
It did.
We fired every single server at the same time, and it just went boom.
Yeah. Now we've got them balanced a little bit better. We can start to do things like that.
I remember what you said. You showed me and stuff that if you tried before, it would just.
Yeah, it blew up pretty big.
Yeah.
We might try that again this week, and if it works as expected, then maybe we can consider doing the restarts in parallel rather than in series.
That would be nice, wouldn't it? That would be pretty cool, actually. I mean, no more waiting for the servers. They'd all go down, they'd all come up. But yeah, we'll test that out tomorrow, see what we can break. I mean, theorize. So, this week, another thing I wanted to talk about was tickets. We're getting a lot of them. I mean, like, seriously, loads. Lots of tickets take up our time, call us away from other things, and basically interfere with things we're doing in the background. So, I know we've got a lot of new players, so I wanted to run over some examples of what a ticket is and is not. So, things that are viable for a ticket. Anything game-breaking, basically. Reporting players for racism or other serious offences. This is not minor arguments. This is like serious bullying, harassment, racism, anything like that. That's to be reported. Server crashes. I can't wrap my head around that, but I've seen 2 server crashes now where nobody even bothered to report the server crashing. Server crashes are absolutely ticket worthy. That's no problem at all.
But the funny thing is, we'll get a ticket saying, I don't know, give us an example.
Well, I have a little list here. So,
yeah,
things that are not ticket worthy. Is the server updating? We get this quite a bit. So you can see that fairly obviously via the server updates channel on Discord. That's not ticket worthy.
Or the player list in Discord, which lists what the status of the server is, loading online or offline.
Other things included in this list of not being a ticket would be, my dinosaur died, I died, the base died, my power died, I've got a mod mismatch. We get this loads. Mod mismatches are just a case of waiting, unfortunately. The servers won't restart any further. They go one after another. There's a 15-minute timer, so you guys get a chance to get safe. We can't do anything else about this. It's just a waiting game. Things like, what's the website address? A world event didn't spawn. Again, that is not ticketable. Just put it into the dojo. Somebody will get to it. So just wanted to go over tickets. They're purely for game-breaking bugs, things that cannot be fixed in any other circumstance, or anything to do with sort of real serious behavior by players. So please, please, please use the general channels, use the dojos. We have 1,000 players on Discord. Everybody's about some point. Things get sort of answered really, really frequently. So if you can, please think about it before you put a ticket in. And if you do, make sure that what you put in there is clear. You've put your Steam ID in there if you can, your tribe, the map you were on. Be as detailed as you can, because that really, really helps. So that brings us to my next thing, direct messages. And this is a bit of a touchy one. So as much as we all love interacting with you guys, we have a good laugh. It's amazing. We do get very, very little downtime. So I would ask, please respect that. Anything game related, put in general, dojo, there's lots and lots of people online who can help you with that.
Yeah. The dojos are specifically set up to communicate directly with the people running and maintaining the servers.
Yeah.
To provide your ideas, your feedback, and ask questions that we can only answer. Obviously, if we've got tickets going off, we've got DMs coming in, we've got issues that we're dealing with, we've got work that we're trying to do on the servers, and like a third of the community wants to PM and have a private chat with, one of the admins about some sort of balancing issue, or why a dino runs backwards when you run around it in circles with a piece of meat in your hand. It's kind of like, yeah, that's kind of like, yeah, just put it in the general chat, guys and girls. But, we monitor Discord religiously when we're available. So, yeah.
That is actually a really good question from Mickey. What does dojo actually mean?
Dojo is training or a building for ninjas to train and learn and practice their art in.
Wow.
So when you want to become a ninja, you go to the dojo and train.
You do indeed. There you go. Absolutely loving the gifts this week. This is going to go well onto YouTube. I like it. Anyhow, so technical support, stuff like that. Again, as we've said before, if it's urgent, ticket it. If it's not, dojo's the place to be. Obviously, there are going to be some crossovers. Yes, I do talk to people here. I do talk to people outside of WickedNinjaGames as well. But please remember that there are time differences. Just recently, I've been getting like 2-3 o'clock in the morning DMs, and I get that people don't mean any harm by it, but just please pay attention to the time zones as well. And, if things are not being answered in the tickets or the dojo, just be patient. We do read everything, especially DJ. He's worse than me, but we definitely read everything. So we'll get to you as soon as we can.
We do have some guidelines for the dojos as well. Anybody can read them, but only a player who has reached level 5 on Discord can actually type in them and ask questions. The reason behind that is they're kind of like a gated area whereby people who have contributed, who have taught, who have, made themselves active within the community, then have the right to access the dojo and communicate with us directly and put your ideas forward in a constructive manner. It's like a perk for interacting with the community and becoming part of it. There's some guidelines pinned in each dojo as well. They're all about kind of healthy discussion and being, grown up about things.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
I would say, speaking of dojos, I was mentioning last week the 7 Days to Die guys. Thank you very, very much for getting involved with the dojo. More and more people are flooding into that. So, all good there. Sorry, I cut you off. What do we got to say?
I can't remember. It's fine. I'm just rambling.
Cool. Okay, so let's move on to some game stuff then. The exciting stuff this week. We'll go over 7 days first because we've got a lot to deal with for 7 days. So, Vanilla and Darkness Fair. I keep doing that. Darkness Falls are now down. I'm having flashbacks to WoW. It's like post-traumatic stress. WoW tanking injuries coming back to haunt.
We used to play on a server called Dark Moon Fair. So DF and Darkness Falls and Dark Moon Fair.
Yes.
Brings back memories.
After many years of having that drilled into your brain and advertising the guild and all that sort of stuff to everybody, it's ingrained now. So anyway, they're both down. They're going to come back up tomorrow morning after we've done the maintenance. There's going to be new maps for both of them, which I'll go over again in a minute. Difficulty is now raised to 3 on the Horde mode variants to give people a bit more of a challenge. I am going to keep an eye on the no horde mode variants, but they're meant to be sort of step up servers for people to start learning and sort of gain a grasp of the game before the horde comes. So I don't want to raise them just yet, but we may look at it. We'll continue to monitor. But for now, 2 on the no horde, 3 on the hordes. I've also upped XP range, so that's 500 now on all servers, including the supporter server, allowing you to be further away from your friends, party members, and still get XP. Because it was brought to our attention, some of the, especially the darkness POIs are quite big, and you can very easily, just through cleaning out a house, get out of range of your friends, lose out on a lot of XP. So that's all been sorted out for you. Undead, here we go. Legacy has now been launched. Feedback.
You've actually spelt it in the notes for the
phonetically
Roundtable.
spelt it.
Legacy.
Yes,
that is not actually spelled correct.
I know it's not. It's spelt phonetically, so I got it right this week and wasn't endlessly bullied. You see. So has been launched. Feedback in the dojo again has been going on. Good stuff there. Initial reports coming back from players point to a lot of hard work needed, a bit of frustration, lots of death, and the possibility of needing more than 2 months to complete it. So I'd say all's going very well there, actually. I don't know if you got any of the 7 guys in who are on that server, but Tilda is struggling, and she's been going 24/7. So if she's struggling, it's obviously at the right sort of level for the hardcore players. I added a shop into the supporter server as requested. It's got 2 items on it at the moment. One is the Dukes, so you can buy Dukes with your Zombox. And I have added an item called the Piggy Bank. Now, for the uninitiated and those who didn't see the dojo post I put out, the Piggy Bank basically is the chest on the other servers we use to bank our Dukes and turn them into Zombox. Apparently, the guy who does the Undead mod has remapped all of the boxes. So basically, the Piggy Bank can be purchased off the store. It's got to be for some Dukes because they're big boxes and we don't want people just claiming hundreds of them and decking out their entire base. So speaking to the players and the players who are playing the servers the most, the price there is dictated to by the players. And if people are unhappy with it, again, discussion, dojo, and we will sort it out. So the Piggy Bank enables you to bank your Dukes, turn them into Zombox on the Undead server. Notice how I'm avoiding the L word. So, server wipes tomorrow. They've actually already been wiped. They're done. Both the vanilla servers have got new maps. Gen that myself, both yesterday afternoon and this morning. It looks so cool. I really, really like this new map. So, feedback, if you like it, if you don't like it. If you don't like it, give us a reason. What do we change for next time? Remember, this is going to run for 2 months, so plenty of time to feedback. Tell us what you do and don't like. If there's something you hate, let me know. We can fix that.
There's some awesome screenshots that you put up in Showcase channel in 7 days.
There is.
Showing off some awesome parts of that map. It looks great.
That's the darkness map, that is. That's Captain Crunch's map. So coming back to maps, I genned the vanilla one. We can do that with vanilla. With the darkness stuff, he's provided a absolutely huge 12k map done by one of the main players who are on his Discord. Yes, it's a huge map. It's very big, but it's beautiful. Like DJ said, the screenshots are in the showcase and 7 days section. There are like suspension bridges in there and all sorts of stuff. It's awesome. Which leads me to my next point. So due to the huge size of this map and also some of the others that we've been playing have been fairly big, 10Ks and stuff like that. One of the things that was brought up by the testers, and again, huge thank you to the testers. I did shout out to the dojo again that I needed them. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry about that. You know, if it was a bit early, we can only do these things as and when we need them. But thank you again to everybody who helped test. We discovered basically that if you were to spawn on a 12k map and you're like 9k away from your partner on a hard map, this is kind of a wipe situation. So what we've done, We've added another command. I've updated the website, so it's all on there. We have a go-to command now. So you can type, this is once a day, you can type /go-to, space, and the name of your friend. It's important that you have this person friended. It won't work if you're not friended. Obviously, there are reasons for this. We don't want people just randomly teleporting into somebody else's base, having a loot round, looting all of their unclaimed boxes, and disappearing into the west. So you have to be friended. Be careful who you friend, and you can use the go-to command once a day. The once a day seems harsh, but again, what we don't want is what happened last time, and people creating like huge chains of people across the map and just transporting goods backwards and forwards and abusing the crap out of it. So this is aimed at find your friend once a day. If you're moving base, you know, your friend's just come online, he hasn't played before, he's 9k away. This is for getting to your group. So experiment with that. Feedback in the dojo again, let me know. And I'm hoping to have everything up shortly after downtime tomorrow. It's going to be so cool. Remember to link your accounts again. Every wipe you need to do that. And that's pinned in the dojo if you need the link for that. Along with, I believe, the video with the instructions as well. So that's all I've got for 7 days this week, which has been a rough week with 7 days. Lots to do. So we're going to continue monitoring. All the feedback to the dojo as usual, and we'll leave it there for 7 days. Now, on to Ark Main Cluster stuff. Big announce again. New section. I'll call it the big announce. Fjordjaw. I want to keep prodding about Fjordjaw. The official release is going to be coming soon. We'll be running the official map. We've already decided this. It'll be set up the same way we did with Lost Island. So you can transfer in naked and afraid. You can take stuff out, but until a bit of time goes on, we won't be unlocking the shop. We won't be unlocking free play on that island. There is, I believe, been discussion with some of the players to get them their spots if they already have main bases there, right?
Yeah, so I reckon we've probably got April, May, June, 2 months at the most before the official Fjordjaw releases.
Yeah.
Like Nani says, you'll be able to transfer in, but you won't be able to take anything with you. No tames, no materials, nothing, just naked. But for players that have established bases on the modded Fjordjaw, closer to the release, we will get you to give us your Steam IDs.
Yeah.
And we will give you early access to that map to go and put down a starter block or something like that, or build up a little shack and claim your previous base location if you want to.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, getting to that location may be a struggle for you.
I'm gonna have to remake the trading post, ain't I?
Yes.
Yes.
Neat.
Technically, you're going to enjoy this though, aren't you? Because you love doing stuff like that.
Yes.
The new base you have is looking absolutely awesome.
Thank you.
I mean, some pictures in the showcase of that, because that really is how to make a base. That's good stuff. So
yeah, I can take some pictures.
Yeah, get them in there. It's really cool. You should be proud of that one.
I did take a picture now because I finally got the eggs for it. There.
Julia.
There. This is a bunny costume this year.
That's great.
Nice. So, moving on. Main cluster news. We have a new PvP arena.
We
and
do
it's
indeed.
Bosses Rocksteady and Bebop.
So for those of you that are not educated in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
Or old.
Or old, yeah, well, maybe. Those two were the two of the mutant bad guys that used to fight the turtles. So we thought it would be quite funny because Ninja Turtles, we put them into the arena. So we've got the Manticore Arena set up on Scorched Earth. You can travel through a shield into that area and you'll be flagged for PvP. Anything goes in the PvP arena. Also, every 4 hours, you get a rhino and a Daedon spawn. And it's random to which one's the actual boss and which one's the minion. And once they are killed, a chest will spawn. The chest will not always have awesome stuff in it, but it does have awesome stuff that does spawn in it. First person to the chest gets the loot kind of thing. The reason the bosses themselves are fairly low level, they're not like world bosses, they won't completely wreck you, is they are there to make it so you can't just swoop in, grab the chest and run off. You've got to expect that somebody may want to shoot at you. You've got to expect you may want to defend your loot. But it is a fairly, or shall we say, an interesting way of getting Ascendant level blueprints.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that and see what people make of it. There's a couple of changes we might implement down the line to make the PvP a bit fairer, a bit more balanced. Things like not allowing you to /TP out of the arena and other things like that. But it depends how people make use of it and what they do.
So, Rocksteady and Bebop. I've seen people farming it. It's good fun. I believe it was me and who was it was shooting at each other the other day? It might have been Sero. Good fight. He nearly killed me. But yeah, good fun. All good. Now, speaking of bosses, we've been.
First.
You have a question? Go for it.
Since I've been on and off, because of how I've been feeling.
Yeah.
What is this Rocksteady thingy and the other? I see it in the thingy, world boss thingy, but I've never understood what it is.
That's exactly what DJ's just been explaining. Welcome back to the conversation, Sandy. It's the Manticore Arena on Scorched Earth. You know the one? The little circular gladiator pit thing?
The one I killed people in, yeah?
That's the one.
Yeah. It has two bosses that can spawn in there that are named after two of the mutants from the cartoon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Okay.
But they are there so that when they die, that's when the chest spawns that gives you the reward from that arena. So think of it like the Garabashi Arena in WoW. There's a chest that spawns in there every 3 hours.
Yeah.
You can go over to the chest and loot it. It takes a bit of time to open it. I believe you have to channel for like 30 seconds or something.
Yeah.
And then you can grab the contents of the loot. We couldn't implement anything like that in our arena. So instead we had to put a big fat rhino in there, which you had to kill.
Okay.
Which would then spawn the loot.
See, Rocksteady, the rhino, and Bebop, the boar.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
See? It's all coming together.
Mm.
Thank you, Fred. I'll be with you in a minute. So, speaking of bosses, rumour has it that Val Guerrero has been seeing some disturbances in the Force, mainly under the water. We have a new aquatic boss coming. This will be an Apex boss. This will be aquatic. You will need your scuba gear. It's going to be awful. He's called Din Din. For obvious reasons, he's a huge shark. And he is going to be escorted by various minions that will try and remove your arms and legs before you get to him. So that's still needs to be tested. The actual event and the location has been picked. As soon as we get to testing that, which should be in the next 24, 48, then we will have a new aquatic Apex boss on Val Guerrero. So that's two new things that you're going to have the ability to get these cool chests out of, some more Ascendant saddles. And this was requested. This is Despair, I believe, wanted an aquatic boss.
I think it was. And what we're very keen to do with these bosses is each of the world bosses has something unique that you can only get from that world boss.
Yes.
So there will be a reason to do it, and it will be something to aspire to. It's not just going to be a straight up copy of the other world bosses' loot tables.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I do feel what Mia is saying, that if I'm gonna start crying too if that is the case.
I'm not sure what Fred is saying, but it's probably something to do with nuggets. Isn't it, Fred? Yes.
I think Sandy was referring to the zips being minions.
In fact, those are evil little bastards.
So, moving on from bosses, other things we've been doing with Ark this week, which, to be fair, we've been really, really busy this week, so there's only a couple more things on the list. We started deploying the new spawn points and protection zones around the map. Or the DJ's been hard at work with that. Sandy was hard at work getting the coordinates for all the spawn points. So do you want to tell us what's been going on with that?
So if you happen to be running around the island or Scorched Earth and you run into a place that looks fairly empty and it says you've entered Midlands 1 or you've entered East 2 easy or something like that, you have just run through a spawn point. And within those areas, there's not a shield up, but it'll just notify you in chat. It's no build. And those areas will be mapped to the respawn list you get when you create a new character or you transfer into a map or something like that. And they'll just send you straight to those areas. And those areas are areas that Sandy's picked out that's where nobody's built and we're now blocking building. So we're going through, or as quickly as we can, we're going through all of the maps, putting down these no build zones, and we'll hook them up to the respawn points. So that will fix that. Little bit more news around changes and bug fixing and stuff like that. I believe that we have fixed access to the industrial forges in the trading posts. So I would really like to get a few people testing that on the other servers other than Scorched Earth, which is where we tested it earlier. Yes, that's it, Riku. Exactly that. You've entered East Zone 3 and you've left East Zone 3. That's a no build area, and eventually when you spawn in at East Zone 3, that is exactly where you will land up in the middle of that circular area, which you can't see.
It's going to be so cool when it's done, but everything comes with its tribes and tribulations and problems, and got to get all that.
Time.
Yeah, got to get it all sorted out first.
So, sorry, jumping back to the forges, if anyone that's not in the Wicked Ninja tribe can try and use one of the industrial forges at the trading posts, that would be great, and let us know. Hopefully a fix for the cookers is coming soon rather than later, and I'll be able to roll that out as well. Other than that, I think that's it for the main cluster on Ark. It's what we're really focusing on at the moment is bug fixing and kind of like quality of life stuff and just generally getting things running smoothly. Because then that enables us to focus on some of the more important things. One other thing is I got an update coming out to the quests and stat tracking stuff that we're using. This update has to go in on Wednesday, and it has to go in before we deploy the first round of quests to the cluster. So that's been holding that up.
Cool. That's movement again tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And then for docks, I have but one thing to say about ducks. I mean, pirates, they're everywhere. Ducks seems to have a bit of an issue at the moment. It's divided into two factions. 90% over there are pirates, and then there's the landlubbers. Yes, boats, more boats, big ships, cannon blasts, sorties at sea, buccaneering, all that sort of stuff seems to be going off in docks at the moment. Which leads me to my last note. We had a PvP ocean zone mentioned. Now, although, yes, things are busy, yes, one thing at a time, we did hear you, and we think that's an amazing idea. It needs to be worked out, but totally up for pirate sea battles. It's a thing. Just
cool.
Give us some time, and we will bring you a PvP ocean zone. So I think
I'm just trying to figure out how to do it, because I don't think it's practical to have the bubble visible, because the area is going to have to be quite big.
True.
So we're gonna have to warn you.
PvP on for the whole of Docks.
Yeah, I could just do that. That solve that problem.
I'm waiting for Zero to stop furiously typing.
No, he just did. He said, "Told you it was a good mod."
I mean about the PvP. Just turn the PvP on Docks and let them kill each other.
Yes.
I'm down for that.
There's got to be latency. He's not typing.
Hmm?
There we go.
Or maybe we turn PvP on for the entire map and then create some PvE zones.
Oh, look at he's all hardcore now. Look, go for it. Yeah, nuclear missiles and PvP. That's going to be fun.
I don't know how much damage those nukes do, but how quickly do they blow through a tech shield? Do they bounce off it like people?
We need to test that. Friendly fire is the thing.
Yeah, friendly fire is on.
I can go check that later.
Yeah, we can see what damage they do to a shield.
We used to be scared of turning on friendly fire in Ark, but now it's it's got to be on.
It's fun. It's fun.
So
okay, 3 shots. It's 0 says.
That's game information out of the way for the week then. So questions then. It's question time, everybody. Do we have anything this week?
Will you turn on trilobite breeding? I mean my empire.
RP server when?
She's talking specifically Conan there.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just population. There isn't any.
No, hasn't she said she wanted a Ark RP server?
The problem we were talking about this the other day. The problem with an RP server is I know nothing about RP. So the server part is the easy bit. It's the rules and what goes behind that and how you go into running the RP server that is going to be the issue.
You know what I'd love to do with Ark? I'd love to do either Primitive Plus or Survival of the Fittest. But neither of those are well supported anymore.
No.
And I can see problems.
I think someone was working on a revamp on the Survival of the Fittest. From what I read.
Primitive would be really cool.
Yeah, I think having a server that's not necessarily RP, but actually goes back to just dinosaurs and survival and removes all the tech and industry from it.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, we're going to be all over Ark 2 when that does drop. That's going to be supported if we can.
I mean, we played with the Game of Thrones map as well, but that was it. The spawns on it are horrific. We would have had to have totally overhauled the spawn system for it. What about? I know it's not it's something that we've experimented as well with in the past, and it's never really worked particularly well. But we covered it on the last roundtable briefly. It's the raidable bases, where you design the bases and they spawn around the map, and you can raid them for loot and rewards. Oh, typing.
So while we're typing, then question from Deathshot. A couple of weeks ago, you said the leaderboards would be on the website. Any idea when, instead of having to use the information on demand?
No.
I'm not going to say it's a big job, but it is a complex one. We're still stitching together some of the database stuff we want to get in, some of the tracking. So I would say soon, but we're not quite there yet, I don't think. But it is going to be done. It's one of the things that we're really, really into doing, is getting a lot of data onto the website for you guys to pore over and compare with.
See you later, Zero. The thing that we're focusing on mainly at the moment is getting it so that the servers and the games that we've got will run without generating lots of tickets for us, generating lots of queries. Players can pretty much self-serve themselves, do what they need to do, which then allows us to then focus on doing the cooler stuff. The reason we've decided to refocus on squashing bugs and making things as stable as possible, as opposed to adding new features and content and cool stuff, is simply because we're getting pulled away from that cool stuff too frequently to actually focus on it and deliver it. So a few weeks of bug fixing, bug squashing, and all that kind of stuff, and making, say, supporter ranks and rewards self-sufficient, we've seen a massive decline in technical tickets, I think, recently. As in something's broken or something's fallen over. So I think we're nearly there.
Yes.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah, totally.
Nani?
I'm giggling at the stamping on bugs. That just caught me as funny. Yes, Sandy.
Sam took my glue.
That's probably for the best, Sandy. You don't need any more.
Raidable bases, no, they check where they're spawning. They won't spawn on player structures. They won't spawn near player structures. They will select a nice location and announce themselves and their coordinates. And people can then go off and attack them, blow them up attack them in any way they see fit. And then basically you just have to fight your way in and loot the bejesus out of all the chests and vaults and stuff that's in there.
Yeah.
The bases themselves, they're built by people. Anybody can build one. We then capture it in game, and that becomes a blueprint for a particular base.
So we could actually have competitions and player design structures, so to speak.
Yeah, so it's kind of like design the most badass PvP base you can think of, and let the players go at it. And it's not something that we have to keep rebuilding and respawning. It's all handled automatically. You just like template the base. It's then saved to the server, and then the server itself just spawns that base whenever or wherever we want it to be.
That is very cool.
Yeah, but you've got a limit to how many turrets you can put on a base.
I don't want to even know what Bob means by main build. What do you mean by main builds, Bob?
Main builds.
Main builds, yeah. Meme, yeah.
Meta thing ever.
If we're going to have Pepe houses all over the server, I'm going to get angry.
Yes.
I'm going to start twitching and everything.
My PvP strat is laying in a bush with a long neck rifle.
That's everybody's PvP strat. And a silencer.
No! Screw the silencer.
No,
Go for the scope.
As far as
silencers are great.
As far as I'm aware, PvP in Ark is you get a shitload of bulb dogs, you strap C4 to them, and send them running towards walls of turrets.
Pretty much.
Turret walls blow up, and then you spam rockets at it.
The poor bulb dogs.
Have you seen the new dino that is coming to Fjordor with the release?
No, maybe.
The saddle is basically gonna be a rocket bunker minigun.
It's made me think very much of which one's the Rhino? Rocksteady or Bebop? I forget.
Rocksteady the Rhino and Bebop the Boar.
Yeah, pretty much. It looks like that with a cannon strapped to its back.
Mm.
It's a cannon-toting rhino.
No, it actually
Yeah.
looks like the one from the cartoons.
Oh,
It is
okay.
this one. Colin Androsarchus.
There you go.
It's,
And then if you look a bit further, yeah, it's got a picture of the minigun turret on it.
oh, Lord. What are they doing to my beautiful game?
Hey, it's on Field Draw. Let's not worry about it.
Cool. So, any more
Oh, yeah,
questions?
that's
You can
the
have
picture.
30 more seconds, and then I'm going to drink my coffee.
That's the picture I saw. It's gonna be an interesting creature for sure.
It's kind of like the vision of what Fred thinks he is, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hang on. Fred thinks he's the T-Rex on the right.
Yeah. He totally does.
Anyways, I think we've
we're-
covered everything off for this evening.
I think we'd have. So we're good now. So there's only one thing left to say then. We have been the Wicked Ninjas. You have all been awesome. And good night. It's like, oh, Fred pictures. Yay.
Ready.
Righty ho. Good night, guys. I'll see you again next week. Or tomorrow. Or tonight.